Good evening, you are watching Goa 365 and I am Nisa Dias here to remind you of the people and event that made news in the week that went by. The most of last week was dedicated to the Montserrats, who made news first by leading a mob who resorted to stoning of the Panjim police station and at the end of it spent 2 nights in police lockup and received treatment they never thought they ever would. But first, IT Minister Dayanand Narvekar disclosed his plans not only to make Goa an IT destination but also to make knowledge of information technology mandatory for government jobs in the future, and mind you, even for lower division clerks. I doubt whether Narvekar knows what he is talking about simply because there is a huge difference in computer knowledge and IT knowledge. Then in the same breath, our IT minister dreams of setting up 40 knowledge centers in Goa in 6 months to impart computer education at half the cost of what private firms are charging. And through these knowledge centers, he wants those applying for clerical job in the government to learn Java. Question is, why would a candidate applying for a clerical job in accounts department do by learning Java, or for that matter in any departments in Goa? What the minister ought to do, instead of squandering away exchequer's money on 40 knowledge centers, is first strengthen either the government or government aided existing computer institutions and then impart specific computer knowledge required for that department. Again, what is the need to waste public fund when computers were distributed to schools, higher secondary students and even to undergraduates by the government? Does the IT minister want to tell us that money spent on distribution of computers is a waste? IT Minister Dayanand Narvekar, who also holds the purse strings, should first absorb knowledge of what he speaks. We need to remind him that great ideas need a landing gear too. Last week, Election Commission of Goa de-recognized United Goans Democratic Party as a state political party as the candidates fielded by this party failed to get elected with the exception of only one. According to Election Commission of India rule book, any party should have one elected MLA for every 25 members of that particular legislative assembly. Though one of their candidates, Babush Montserrat, was successful, he was subsequently expelled for not doing the party bidding. Hence, UGTP does not have representation in the current legislative assembly. Given the fact UGTP was run like a family party instead of a political party by brother-in-laws Radharao Gracious and Anaclet Viegas, they had kept its flag swaying for many years now. And if at all politicians like Matani Saldana, Miki Pacheco and Babush Montserrat owe their entry into the legislative assembly to this party. In fact, Babush has been elected twice on this party symbol. During the 2002 assembly elections, UGDP had a strength of 3 MLAs, the highest ever since its inception, and hence became kingmakers. The erosion of the party commenced from the day results were declared in 2002, with Radharao Gracious, the ideologue of the party, getting more interested in making and breaking governments instead of strengthening his own party. Churchill Alemão, in a volte-face in yet another issue on his manifesto, has consented to 6-laning of the National Highway number 17 from Patradevi to Polem. Not that it has come as a surprise to anybody, as the self-proclaimed man of word simply cannot keep to his promises to the people. For times immemorial, Churchill has only been fooling the people of the state. However, the people of Benaulim saw through his deceitful plans to stay in power using them and thus showed him the boot. If at all he has got back to more lucrative state politics, it was because of his assurances to the masses that he will not allow airport at Mopa or the expressway, but ultimately he has acceded to the earlier plans of the Congress government. We wish to ask this turncoat, how come has he forgotten his promises to the people of his constituency and people of Salset Taluka? And as an old saying goes, a rose plant bites the hand that wields it. In a similar manner, Churchill disowns the very people who have restored their faith in him and voted him to power. Even though Churchill Alemão is hiding behind announcements like the Congress High Command has assured him not to close down the Dabolim Airport, or it will not be an expressway but a 6-lane highway, Mr. Turncoat people know what is what. At the same time, they also know your intentions behind giving your nod to the very projects you had objected before assembly elections. The entire last week, electronic media as well as the print was abuzz with stories of police bringing the high and mighty Monserrats down to earth. Since the time Babush Monserrat has been elected as an MLA, he thought that the police department was his fiefdom to use and abuse, then to bend and break them also. Of course, he has some top police officials as his cronies who feed him all the information. In recent times, Babush had become all the more brash due to police inaction against him or his supporters, first for vandalizing the IT habitat, then for brutally attacking Youth Congress members. The police did not initiate any action against him simply because the government headed by Chief Minister Digambar Kamath could not muster the courage to act against the unattached MLA, as he had extended his support to his government, despite the fact that he was a party to both the unsuccessful coups to topple Digambar Kamath government. On Tuesday evening, the Talegaon MLA led a morcha of hundreds of his supporters to the Panjim police station to demand the release of a gun and suspension of Police Inspector Sudesh Naik, who would not do his bidding. Can you imagine a lawmaker demanding release of a criminal, but then birds of the same feather flock together? As his demands were not adhered to, he lost control over his mob, who resorted to stoning the police station and police personnel manning it. So also setting ablaze vehicles parked in front of the police station. This act of Babush's supporters in his presence is a shameful and demeaning to the Legislative Assembly. Could the cops just stand and be spectators and lose their credibility in the eyes of the general public, and hence resorted to lathi charge and fired tear gas to disperse the mob? And if the government had not to order police to act with an iron hand, Babush would have been emboldened and in future could even target the Goa Legislative Assembly as the terrorist had targeted Indian Parliament. Let it be very clear that we do not condone the police act of breaking the house and vehicles and beating up Babush's son and his friend. At the same time, we feel that if the police had not to lift his son from his residence, the Monserrats could have got scot-free. And mind you, Babush told the media after his release from police custody that he sent his wife Jennifer to get their son. Here is a man who leads a mob to seek release of a gun, but does not have the courage to seek the release of his own son and instead sacrifices his wife. On hearing of the incident of Talegaon MLA and his supporters stoning the Panjim police station and injuring the police personnel, Panjim MLA and leader of opposition Manohar Parrikar paid a visit, and after seeing for himself the destruction caused by the unlawful act, while condemning it, assured all the support to the government and the police in whatever action they take to curb the unlawfulness. However, the very next morning, he changed his color and tune and blamed the police and backed the Talegaon MLA and his mob. Does this man have any credibility left in him? Parrikar then talked of treatment meted out to the elected representatives by the police. We wish to remind Mr. Parrikar about the treatment he had meted out to Philip Neri Rodrigues in 2005 using the police, and that too in the temple of democracy. Manohar Parrikar then demanded a judicial inquiry into the entire episode. Can you imagine this same man as the Chief Minister took pot shots at the judiciary time and again and had to even tender unconditional apology? From when has this man started having confidence in the judiciary? Chief Minister Digambar Kamath, while condemning the attack on Panjim police station, allegedly by supporters Talegaon strongman Babush Monserrat, without mincing words, warned against taking law into one's hands. We are of the firm opinion that the police went berserk because they got the order from the highest authority. Like an adage goes, behind the facade of a sanctimonious man there is boiling dirt. That's all we have in Goa that was. I'll be back next week with some more juicy tidbits on the same issue. Before we resume with more news, we'll take a short break.